Not everything you're going to be doing in your business is going to feel comfortable. Not every day that you show up to do the things you have to do to move the needle forward are going to be easy days. Some days are really hard, and sometimes it's really going to stretch you to be able to actually follow through on doing the things that you say that you do. And I would know this. I do know this because I've been there many times. In fact, this is probably the 25th time that I have now started recording this episode. And it kind of drives me crazy a little bit. But I also feel like it's really important to share this with you. You know, I think in 2023, if I've learned something, it's that play is really important. Play and having fun and having freedom and space to do the things that we want to do that light us up in our life is really important. But work still gotta get done. And 2023 has taught me a lot about discipline. And it continues to teach me things about discipline and the importance of following through and the importance of taking action, even when it's not comfortable, even when it's scary, even when it feels like you're doing all the things and you're not seeing the results yet. And part of that, whenever I find myself going through these periods where things are kind of getting hard or uncomfortable, or even times right now where I've kind of been feeling a bit bored around what I'm doing, I remind myself, why am I doing this? And am I done yet? Or am I not done yet? And what do I see for myself beyond what I have built until now? And I can tell you that I'm not done yet. I've spent a significant amount of time this year to really improve some of the processes with clients specifically, really get into the nitty gritty and see what are the big pieces that are moving the needle right now to get my clients to move towards and earning that first 100K. And I'm going to pull the curtain back in a final masterclass that is going to be free next week on December 18th, which is the year you make 100K. So if you want to get the inside knowledge around the things that I worked on with my clients, the 3 key areas that I've identified to focus on that really are critical to setting yourself up to make that 100K for the first time in your business, then click the link in the show notes here and come and join me for this incredible masterclass, because it's going to be juicy. And it's not going to be me teaching you more content, me teaching you more things to do. What I wanted to do with this masterclass is really give you focus, give you the things that actually need to happen for you to be able to get to that 6-figure mark and make that first 100K. And why is that? Why am I not teaching you more things this time around? Why am I not diving into the how and the nitty gritty with you of how you can get there, and instead share with you what needs to happen? Because honestly, I noticed that there's times where we have to learn. There's times where we need to build the skills of, for example, how to create content or how to put together an offer or how to create a signature program. So there's time where we need to learn the how do we sell? How do we market? How do we show up? Which are really, really important and are all things that I support my clients with. But there is also a time where we hit this spot in our businesses, and this can happen on your way to your first 100K, and then it can happen as you scale up. And that's what I've been through, where you're really looking for somebody that can come in and not just teach you more tools around how to do certain things, but actually show you where the bottlenecks are, where you're holding yourself back, where things are keeping you stuck in the same place or the same income level or the same struggle story that you're living in your business, and give you the hands-on guidance and give you the feedback to say, hey, here is the critical pieces that you've got to focus on and where you want to make your next moves in to actually move the needle forward and help you achieve the revenue goals that you have in your business. We sometimes just want somebody to say, this is what you got to do. Here is what you're gonna have to focus on, and do you have this in place right now, so that we can create an understanding of, shit, this is what actually needs to change. Because once you already have the program, once you're already posting the content, once you're already showing up consistently and the results aren't working, you need a different way in which you look at your business. You need a different way in which you look at your business. And you will learn something new, of course. There's always going to be new learnings from everything that we get. But really, I know that you're ready to take action. Like, you're already in action mode. You're already working hard. But you've kind of been hustling without direction. And I know I've done that many, many times throughout my life. I would hustle and work hard and push and strive and put in more effort and more effort. But it just wasn't really going anywhere because my focus was so scattered. And I got to this point in my business, and I've been there multiple times, where I actually was like, well, what to focus on now? Like, I'm doing the things, like, where is it actually not working? What is the thing that is stopping me from, for example, converting my audience into clients? And it wasn't until I found out what those pieces are and really focused on the right things that I was able to redirect my effort on the right actions that then started to turn into tangible results for me, aka signing clients and increasing my revenue, and ultimately being able to pay myself an income from my business. So it's not always the question of how, but there comes a point in your business where really you gotta ask what. Like, what areas in my business do I have to keep focusing on right now to move the needle forward? Rather than always defaulting back to the how. How do I do that? Or to blame things. Because I think oftentimes we blame things. One of them is like our office. Sometimes we have these incredible offers. We're already actually having these really cool programs and services that are creating outcomes for our clients that are amazing. But we blame our program, or we blame our service that we're offering, or the pricing for the service that we're offering, for our lack of having clients. And so we go back to refining our programs and our offers and our programs and our offers. And the thing is, the program or the offer might not actually be the problem. The focus that you're lacking might be that you're not sure how you can actually generate traffic for your business. Like, how do you get more eyes in your business? Maybe you're not actually focusing there. Or maybe you've got eyes on your business, but is it the right eyes on your business? And how can you make sure that people that are coming to become aware of your brand and your business take another action to go deeper into your business and actually move from awareness into considering hiring you to support them achieve their goals? And lastly, how can you actually get people moving past considering it and saying, heck yes, I'm in, I want this? Just like clients coming to me and saying, heck yes, I want to make my first 100K and I am in and I'm ready to make the moves now. I am done waiting. So this was a little bit of a glimpse of some of the things that I'll be sharing at and exactly how we're doing that. But oftentimes, honestly, we're focusing on shit that doesn't matter. We're focusing on spending on our energy in things that don't actually move the needle forward to us. And so artificially, we start to become busy. And we just like push out all this effort, but the effort isn't leading somewhere. And it's frustrating to be in that place. But there is a better way. And that better way comes in when we're actually starting to realize, hey, here's the things that we got to do to move the needle forward. And so if you know that you're like ready for it, you're doing the things, you're showing up, you've got the program, you've got some of this clarity already, you've worked with some clients already, but you're like, I really am going to have my 6-figure year next year. Like, I am making this happen. I am done waiting. I am done not knowing what to do and throwing the spaghetti at the wall, or posting and praying, or like trying to search for new content ideas in the hopes that will make my audience move. Like, if you're done with that and you want to know what actually you can focus on and what you can actually work on to move the needle forward, then my upcoming year-end masterclass was exactly made for you. Because I want to give you the information. I don't want to teach you more. I want to give you the things and the actions in the areas of your business that I've noticed and that I've seen in action in real life with my clients worked. I want to give you the pieces that I've identified as the most crucial to get you to that 100K. I want to give you a map. I want to give you a map. And then you can choose if you're going to walk that map on your own, or if you're going to come in and say, you know what, you've been wanting a hands-on mentor who can help you walk this path, who can help you not just make your first 100K happen, but actually set you up with a business model that can scale beyond that. Then we can talk about you coming in and continuing in my mastermind, or hopping into a business audit with me, or maybe buying some of my programs where you learn the how, where I teach you the how, right? But the thing is, for me, I want you to have a roadmap before we finish the year. I want you to have the information on what you got to do to actually make this goal happen. Because I know you're tired of not knowing. I know you're tired of trying and not seeing the results yet, but you're doing the things and you're ready to redirect that energy and that action into doing the right things. And so that is what's going to happen. So come join me for the year you make 100K. Let's have a freaking amazing, amazing time together where I break that down. We'll be hopping on Zoom, so there'll be a Q&A opportunity at the end as well. For those that are live, come in and learn what you got to do to get yourself there. Not the how, not more content taking in, but what do I actually have to focus on to move the needle forward? And this is something that deeply resonates with me this year, as I've been asking myself, what have I got to do to actually get from making 6 figures to multi 6 figures? And I've tried doing it by myself in the last year. I've tried doing it by myself and I didn't get there. My business grew a little bit, but it didn't grow a lot. And so ultimately, after being kind of, I think, hesitant to invest again, because I'm really craving this hands-on mentorship. I'm craving somebody who can come in and actually help give me content ideas. I'm craving somebody who come in who actually can tell me, here's the things we got to focus on, because they can see the gap, because I'm so close to it myself. I wanted hands-on mentorship, and finally I found a hands-on mentor and I invested in them, because there was few of us that actually help you get in strategically and look at your business with you and really get in there as a strategic partner to support you and to be able to say, here's the pieces we got to focus on with you, for you in your business to move the needle. And that is what I do for my clients. And this is what my mentor does for me. And it feels so good to have the support now going into 2024, because I am done taking actions that aren't going to get me to that multiple 6-figure spot. I am done with wasting my energy trying to figure it out on my own. And I really crave having this type of mentorship. And I crave right now being told what to do. I crave somebody who can say to me, yes, here is some of the gaps, because I know that there were gaps. Just like you know that there is some gaps in your strategy, there are some gaps in your content, there are some gaps in your messaging, there are some gaps in your business model, there are some gaps in your offer suite, there are some gaps in your sales and marketing process, and you know it. You know it, just like I know it. You know it because you work hard and you show up, but the results aren't quite where you want them to be. You know it because you talk about our offers regularly, but they're not quite converting. And you show up and you give, but your paycheck just isn't quite yet what you want it to be. And that's okay. But there's something really empowering to say, hey, I've got gaps and I am ready to really get down to business and learn what those gaps are and have somebody else help me figure out what the gaps are so that I can move faster. Because figuring out what the gaps are on your own isn't that simple, actually, unless you really know how to do it. And I know how to do it. And I can tell you it's hard to do it for my own business, while I can look at somebody else's business and literally identify in just a couple of minutes what they've got to focus on. And sometimes, again, that's not going to be comfortable. And sometimes that means showing up and doing the motions and doing the things that you got to do to actually get there. It means getting down to work. It means, yes, you play, but you're also disciplined in showing up and doing the things that you say that you're going to do, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's annoying to go back to the nitty gritty. I feel you. I feel you. It's a journey in business. And to get to that first 100K, it's going to take you to take the right actions. And it's going to take you to take massive action. Like, you've gonna have to move. You gotta learn, and then you got to implement it, and you got to run with it. You got to follow through on it religiously. You got to do things again and again and again and again and again. And that means we've got to move. So if you're ready to move, and if you're ready to know what it takes, come join this masterclass. It's going to be epic. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast, because I'm going to be sharing a ton of really, really cool insights, tools, and juice around making your first 100K in 2024 continuously on this podcast, and of course on my Instagram at Theresa Lambert Coaching. But I am here for you. I am here for you, and I am here to honestly pull away some of the BS that's been going on in the coaching industry, get back to business while also having a laid back vibe, because we get to have both. But I love my work. I love what I do, but I also realized I've been kind of getting bored of just repeating myself a little bit, and I had to be reminded, is that it? Am I done then? Or what do I want to do with that boredom? What does that boredom tell me? Because I know it takes grit and resilience and commitment and discipline. But sometimes that boredom leads us to say, maybe it's because I'm ready to work with the people that are fucking ready to go. Maybe it's because I'm ready to get back down into the nitty gritty of my own business, and I have to just get over myself and do it, right? Sometimes that boredom, or sometimes us feeling like, oh my God, we have to do it, is also what happens just before we're actually having this big epiphany on, boom, okay, here's where I got to focus. Here's where I can strengthen. Here's what I got to do differently. And for me, the boredom realization really came this weekend through a friend who pointed out to me that she was like, I don't think you're tired. I think you're bored. And she is right. She is right. Because have I been moving the way that I want to? I don't think so. I don't think so. I've only just gotten back down to business, but I'm also really realizing for myself that I want to be working with more people that are ready to go. You're already in motion, and you just want to know the things you got to do to actually get there. Like, you're a massive action taker. You're excited about doing the things that you need to do to move the needle forward. And you want to know what they are, just like I am really eager, and is the reason why I hired my coach, because I was like, I just got to know what I got to shift here right now. How can I call myself out on my own BS and make the changes that I need to make to scale to that multi six figures? So that's the vibe that I am finishing 2023 with. It's with clarity. It's with knowing that I'm really feeling called to bigger leadership, to having conversations that I've been avoiding having because I didn't want to come across as a negative Nelly or too boring or like all this like stuff. Like, there was a story that I've been telling myself around the way I got to show up in business that's kind of a little bit maybe silly, you know? But it's a story regardless. And now that I have the awareness around that, I can talk about things. But I think bottom line is, you got to do the work. You got to do the things. You got to show up. And if you know what you got to focus on, you can make progress so much faster than if you're just shooting arrows in the dark. And so that is bottom line. That is the bottom line. Use your action, use your effort to do the things that move the needle forward. When you can do that, the game changes. When you can get that 100K is coming. And again, that might not mean that it's going to be comfortable or easy. You might come to my masterclass and get triggered by what I have to say. You might realize that I am literally highlighting things to you that you kind of knew you got to do, but you've been avoiding. But the thing is, it's so liberating. It's so liberating to be like, this is what I gotta do. It's so liberating to have the knowledge. It's so liberating to be honest, so honest with yourself, so raw with yourself that you can be like, this is where I've been letting myself down. This is where I've been playing small. This is where I've been holding back. And to have that knowledge and say, now that I know that, what am I going to do about it? Because I love to get myself moving forward, because I want to accomplish something, because I want to make an impact, because I want to serve more people in 2024, because I want to make that first 100K, or because I want to scale up to multiple six figures like I do. It's very liberating when you have it, and it really gets to spark new life into what you're doing. And so even just today, after like one call with my mentor, I feel more of a spark. Yet it still required me effort to show up and record this episode today. Because sometimes we just gotta sit down and do it. Even if we're not super inspired, even if we're not 100% sure yet what it's going to be, even if it's not going to be the most perfect, thought out podcast episode ever. This is like raw and authentically me. But I love to work and I love to play. I believe we get to do it both. But I really also believe that you can have more of a laid back vibe. You can have more spaciousness and freedom in your life if you actually know how to run your business like a big business. And when you run your business with more of a corporate mindset and a bigger business mindset, and actually can be a CEO, can show up for what you got to do while also being relaxed, while also being laid back, while also taking up space when you need it. There is both, and there is room for both. And if that resonates with you, then come to this masterclass or reach out to me at Theresa Lambert Coaching. Send me a DM and let's have a conversation about getting some mentorship for you to make that first 100K next year. So with this all being said, there's going to be a lot of really, really cool episodes of this podcast coming in 2024. We will be back second week of January with new episodes. I've got some incredible guests. I've got some really cool ideas for this podcast, what I want to share. And I'm really excited to take a month to really strategize on the podcast a little bit more and come back to you with more things for that. And to ring out the year, taking a week freaking off. I'm really excited about that too. I think that space will be amazing. And I'm just excited about everything that's coming in 2024 and rebreathing life into my own business, re-strategizing on how I want to show up for 2024, what I want to do to really serve my community online and offline. I'm really excited to get clear on that with my mentor. And I am so thrilled for all of you that are going to come and join me for the masterclass. 10 of you, as I'm recording this, are already in, which is so exciting. And it's happening next week, December 18th. The replay will be up for a few days. And again, it's going to happen in Zoom. You want to be there live. It's going to be knowledge that will change the game for you. And I know that you're ready to know what the heck to do to actually move that needle forward. So don't snooze, just sign up, get your butt in there, put it on your calendar, and then come and show up for 1 hour next week. And that hour will literally be giving you a blueprint to make your 100K happen next year. You're going to know what to focus on. And then again, like I said, you can go out and focus on it on your own and like take action, or you can choose to continue and decide to come and get my support through whether it's a business audit or actually jumping into the mastermind. So I'm excited. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to be now editing this episode. I'm going to be writing show notes for this episode and creating the social media content for this episode. And I'm telling you this because it's work that's got to get done right now while I am figuring out how to bring on or who to bring on to take over the podcast management in 2024. And I'm actively looking at people, but right now I'm doing it myself. It is 4:47 in the afternoon. I've been working all day. And again, it needs to get done. It needs to get done today. There is no waiting. So I'm going to do it in the interim until I have a new team member on board who can take it over. And again, if you're thinking about doing podcasting in 2024 to help you grow your business, which is a great way of getting traffic and a great way to share your message, just know it's amazing. It's fun. I love sharing this way, but it also does come with some work. So are you willing to do the work for it? And I believe if you really want to earn that first 100K and set yourself up and actually scale to have a bigger company that doesn't just make 100K a year, but that pays you 100K a year, then I believe you're someone who's willing to take the action. And I also believe you're somebody who wants to hear what the pieces are that go in it to make it happen. I wish you all an amazing, amazing holiday season and an amazing new year. I am so thankful and so grateful for all of you who are listening to this podcast. I really am. Like, there's nothing that makes me more happy to like read the reviews or see somebody sharing the podcast or reaching out to me because they've had me talk on my podcast. Like, it's the coolest thing ever. And I'm really appreciative. I love doing business with you. I love doing life with you this way. And I'm so excited for this evolution that's going to happen for your business and for my business and for our brands and for our communities in 2024. So take care of yourselves. I'll chat with you soon. And you are a rock star. Cheers and peace.